After Dylan Mulvaney was made the face of Bud Light, there was a lot of outrage within the conservative community and just really within the common sense community as a whole. People like Matt Walsh, people like Charlie Kirk, Tim Pool, a lot of others who are in the conservative space, a lot of others who are out there who just own businesses. They own bars, they own corner stores, whatever the case may be. They're all standing up against Dylan Mulvaney being the face of Bud Light, and they're really trying to boycott. They're being serious about it this time, because I've said it in my last video, boycotts normally don't work. About 99% of the time, whenever these people online are saying to boycott a certain company, boycott a certain studio, whatever it is, it never works because people don't stick to it. When it comes to Star Wars, people say boycott Star Wars, stop watching Star Wars so that they can actually make some good content, but people just cannot live without their fix of Star Wars, so they end up just consuming the bad content and continuing to complain. And I thought the same thing was going to happen here with this Budweiser, with this Bud Light, Anheuser-Busch boycott because of the Dylan Mulvaney situation, but it seems like these people are actually being serious about it this time. Matt Walsh said this on Twitter: "Here's what we should do. Pick a victim, gang up on it, and make an example out of it. We can't boycott every woke company, or even most of them, but we can pick one, it hardly matters which, and target it with a ruthless boycott campaign. Claim one scalp and then move on to the next." The problem is that many conservatives don't have the stomach or attention span for this, and our political leaders are almost completely useless. There is a way to win real victories. We just need a little grit and a little follow through. I 100% agree with him. All we have to do is just pick one of these and be serious about it, dude. It's not that hard to boycott something like Bud Light. Like, seriously, if you drink beer in the first place, I don't know. I question why. You're just consuming calories to drink pea water. It doesn't make much sense to me. But even if you have to drink beer, just drink another beer, dude. Like, they all taste disgusting. I know people are going to get pissed at me, but it's not that hard to just not drink Bud Light and go drink another piss water. You know, it's not that difficult. But anyway, I'm sorry if you got really offended by that, but it is what it is, man. That's just how I think about it. I don't think drinking beer is a good use of calories. You know, it's just not. If you're going to drink to get drunk, and drink some hard liquor or something, man. That's how I think. Anyway, Charlie Kirk responded to Matt Walsh's tweet and said this: "I agree, Matt. Let's start with Budweiser. Since 2008, it's been owned by a Dutch multinational, plenty of American-owned alternatives, and it's an awful product. Let's get Budweiser out of business. What say you?" Matt Walsh responded to that and said, "Let's do that." And, you know, a lot of people are making this point here. Diane tweeted this: "Yes, Republicans drink a Miller, twist one off." Like, it obviously, like, a lot of these beer companies have gay campaigns that they push. You know, they push things for Pride Month. They push just weird things like this. This honestly looks like an older ad. I don't know when this ad came out and how to tell that, but this looks like an older one just by the look of it. So maybe they've been pushing this. Maybe Miller has been pushing this weird gay stuff for a long time. Charlie Kirk responded to that and said they can be next. But first, we do have to focus on one target at a time. Like Matt Walsh said, you can't take them all down at once. It's just not going to happen. People don't have the attention span. People don't have, the stomach, like Matt Walsh said right there. Kyle Becker says Budweiser, Bud Light seems like a good choice, and not just a consumer boycott, but a small business and public venue boycott. And like I said earlier, there are a lot of people out there who own small businesses, who own bars, who own corner stores, gas stations, whatever the case may be, and they're all boycotting Budweiser as well. They're all boycotting Anheuser-Busch products as well. Here we have Tim Pool tweeting this out. It's very interesting. A lot of people are saying it's a nothing burger, but a lot of people are also saying, like Tim Pool and others, that this is actually a pretty big deal. Here we have this. It says, Springfield, Missouri. This week's scheduled Budweiser Clydesdale appearances have been canceled, according to a statement from Anheuser-Busch. Local Budweiser distributor Will Fisher Distributing decided to cancel all of the Springfield Clydesdale showings, citing safety concerns for their employees. Reached out to Anheuser-Busch for comment, but the company has not released any other details. Anheuser-Busch has recently come under some scrutiny for its partnership with transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney. A popular example of the backlash is a video of Kid Rock wearing a MAGA cap, announcing his disapproval of Anheuser-Busch and the partnership by using an automatic firearm to destroy a display of Bud Light, obviously because of the Dylan Mulvaney stuff. So this is interesting. Obviously, I don't like the employees of Anheuser-Busch feeling like they're under physical threat. Like, I don't want that to be the case. I don't think that should be the case. I don't think it's the employees' fault. It's the higher-ups' fault who are, making the employees carry out these stupid campaigns, making the employees, hire people like Dylan Mulvaney to put on their cans. It's not the employees' fault. Obviously, they need their jobs. They need to make money. At a certain point, though, I think you should probably start looking for another job. If you do disagree with this kind of stuff, try your best to get out of there and stop pushing these weird agendas forward. But I understand that if you can't find another job, maybe you have a really good job, really well-paying job at Anheuser-Busch, and you can't help it. It is what it is. I don't think these employees need to feel like their lives are under threat to where they cancel these events and things like that. But at the same time, it is kind of a good thing that Anheuser-Busch and local distributors, local Budweiser distributors, are seeing the backlash to this. They're feeling it. They're canceling events. They're canceling Clydesdale appearances because of the backlash to Dylan Mulvaney being on the face of Bud Light cans. It's good that they're seeing it. It just is. Like I said, it's not good that the employees have to feel like they're under physical threat. I don't think they actually are, by the way. I don't think that any people are really threatening Anheuser-Busch employees. I think most people are just saying, let's boycott them. I don't see many people saying, let's go attack them. And they shouldn't. Nobody should be attacking anybody over this. It's not that big of a deal to where we should go put employees' lives under threat. It's just not. We do need to take money out of these people's pockets because they're hurting society. They're using this money for evil at this point, and they need to stop being funded by people who disagree with them. It just has to happen, and I'm glad that they're feeling it to the point where they're canceling events. This tweet from a man of memes says, you know what to do. Dylan Mulvaney is now getting paid tens of thousands to be a brand ambassador. I think it's actually hundreds of thousands paid by brand partners for these brands: Nike Women, Bud Light, Old Henriksen, Plaza Hotel, MAC, Ulta Beauty, Tampax, Crest, Kate Spade, OK Cupid, I don't know how to say that word, Vodka, Urban Decay, Walmart, Mugler, Rent the Runway, Aritzia, and Charlotte Tilbury. That's crazy that all these companies, all these products, whatever they are, all of these things are paying this disgusting being to be the face of their brand. Why? Because it's a man pretending to be a woman. That's the only reason why. If it was just a man, if it was just Dylan Mulvaney pre-transition, if you could even say that, because it's not much of a transition in my opinion. It's just putting on a dress and putting on makeup. But if it was just Dylan Mulvaney prior to identifying as a woman, then they wouldn't have any sort of sponsorships. They wouldn't be getting paid at all by any of these brands. It's only the fact that Dylan Mulvaney is faking like a woman is the only reason why they're getting paid for these brands. Like, if it's just insane to me. It's hard to even put it into words how nuts the world has gotten to where this is even semi-normal. To where a man who was just a mid-performer, I understand that they were in some plays, they were in some Broadway plays or whatever the case may be, but they were a mid-performer. They probably weren't going to be able to make a living out of it. Turns into a woman and literally has to just make videos of them faking like a woman, being a caricature of a woman, and they get to be on the face of a Bud Light can. They get to be sponsored by Nike. By Nike Women, by the way. A man being the face of Nike Women. It's insane the world that we live in, man, and we need to boycott all these companies. We can't just stop at Anheuser-Busch. We have to stop buying Nike stuff. We have to stop buying all these things. The thing is, we have to do it one at a time. Because like Matt Walsh said, people don't have the attention span. They don't have the stomach to stop buying all these things. I'm sure a lot of people use Crest. A lot of people wear Nike. It's going to be hard to stop, buying all these things. Stop supporting all these companies. A ton of people probably use Ulta Beauty, Urban Decay, all these things. So we had to do one at a time. Let's go hard on this Anheuser-Busch. Let's go hard on this Bud Light boycott because of the Dylan Mulvaney situation. By the way, you can literally see his beard creeping through all the makeup in every single ad that he does. It's pretty disgusting. But anyway, let's go hard on this Anheuser-Busch boycott. Let's follow what the conservative commentators have to say. Whatever they say to go after, let's just go after that. So we can all band together. We can actually make some real change this time and take money out of these evil people's pockets. These people who are pushing these evil agendas, like putting Dylan Mulvaney on Bud Light cans simply because it's a caricature of a woman. Let's actually follow through on this one. And I think they're feeling it. Like I said, this right here, Tim Pool tweeting this out saying that they're actually canceling events, Anheuser-Busch events. I think they're feeling it, man. I think they're feeling the backlash, and there's no question about it. Let me know what you guys think about the Dylan Mulvaney Bud Light situation, about Matt Walsh and Charlie Kirk's responses to the situation, and what Matt Walsh and Charlie Kirk plan to do in the future when it comes to these boycotts of Bud Light because of the Dylan Mulvaney situation. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about the entire thing.